Welcome to Awakening You channel. We hope you found something here that sparked your interest and assists you in your awakening journey. If you appreciate what we do, please support us. Thank you. Hello my friend, from now through about August 28th, we'll be moving through a powerful energy cycle that will create fast-paced changes in our individual lives and in the collective. This energy cycle is creating an opening that is helping us speed up our heart's desired manifestations with greater ease, if we know how to work with it. If we have been choosing to honor and listen to our heart's desires and know the difference between what the authentic heart wants, versus what the mind thinks it wants, then this energy cycle will feel pleasant, expansive, and empowering. If we have been ignoring our heart and allowing the mind to lead and be in control, this time will serve to help nudge us out of that approach, so we can let the heart be our guide moving forward. Take a quick moment to reflect on the past 7 months, since the beginning of the year. It's clear that the changes that have entered our lives since January have made it like no other year we can remember. The many changes happening within and around us have been life-altering, to put it mildly. And with the high energy cycle we are moving through this August, internal and external change is about to become even more amplified. Depending on what we choose to do with this energy, we can either be propelled in the direction of our highest vision or take a detour to learn more from contrast. Regardless of which path we choose, big changes are just around the corner. Influx of light. The current influx of light coming into the planet is activating the pineal gland and heart centers of every living being, and although it's helping Earth and all of her citizens to ascend to higher states of consciousness, it can feel very challenging for the emotional and mental bodies to navigate. The good news is that the universe only gives us what it knows we can handle. So, although it feels like we are being stretched thin or tested in a major way at this time, it's all part of a divine plan that is aligned with our highest and greatest good. The intention of this divine plan is to restore harmony, peace, and sacred balance in the universe. When this much light washes over our planet, deeply buried emotions, thoughts, actions, and patterns come to the surface to be addressed. Once these things are addressed, we then have the opportunity to learn valuable lessons that help us expand and evolve, both personally and as a global family. If you are being challenged at this time, you may be feeling disheartened or drained, and emotionally triggered regarding issues in your own life, or by what's going on in the world right now. You can move things along more quickly by asking yourself the following: what valuable lessons am I meant to receive from reacting this way to this experience? When was the first time I felt triggered by something similar to this experience? Is my reaction something new? Or does it feel familiar, as if I've reacted this way many times before? How does it serve me to react this way? What would my life look like if I reacted differently, in a way that feels more expansive and productive? The answers may not come right away. But the simple act of asking these kinds of questions begins to affect the neurowaves in the brain, shifting our thoughts from autopilot to thinking outside the box. In simple terms, we are changing our internal dialogue, so we don't remain fixed in a mindset that keeps us on a mental hamster wheel, especially when we get triggered emotionally. That hamster wheel includes habitual thoughts and reactions that express fear, worry, lack, blame, judgment, and separation. When we help the mind to think outside its usual mix, we get off that wheel. We then open ourselves up to receive higher insight and wisdom that comes straight from our higher self, and from the powerful light pouring into human consciousness at this time. Preparing for the new. When we move through a heightened influx of light as we are now, and we take that initial step of addressing the deeply buried emotions, thoughts, actions, and patterns that have been holding us back from living our greatest reality, the next step is usually an energetic cleanse. This is why things have felt really challenging lately. We've simultaneously been experiencing a powerful energetic cleanse, just as we're starting to address the things we're being asked to let go of. Whether or not we choose to address these unconscious patterns and habits that are no longer for our highest good, the cleanse has nevertheless been in full effect. The great news is that after a cleanse is complete, we always have the opportunity for a fresh start. And we're getting very close to entering this next phase, where we can start anew. Before a new start begins, many of us will feel guided to see old friends we have not seen in a very long time. Some of us feel a pull to visit the hometown or area we grew up in, which we may have left a long time ago. This pull can also draw us to geographical locations and vortex points we may not have been to before in this life, but knew in a previous lifetime. Others will feel guided to resolve any unfinished business from their past. If you are feeling a pull to do any of these things, then you are at the tail end of your cleansing cycle, and are about to enter your new beginning. Resolving karma with all that's happening, we are also moving through and resolving eons of karmic patterns on behalf of ourselves, our ancestors, and humanity as a whole. And it's occurring at heightened rates of speed such as we have never before witnessed in the history of human experience. Most of the karmic resolution we are experiencing right now is happening during our sleep and meditative states, which some have noticed in the dreams they are having. Yet so much inner activity can take a toll on our emotional, physical, and mental bodies, if we are not intentionally replenishing ourselves. This resolution of karmic patterns that no longer serve our greatest good often occurs in stages. This makes it easier for our body and mind to adjust to the number of shifts flowing through our energy field. However, because we are experiencing these rapid changes so quickly, these phases are often being bundled together, so as a result, the waves of transformation can feel uncomfortable at times. It's also clear that the Earth is healing and purifying herself. She too is readjusting, to be able to operate in higher states of existence. When change occurs as quickly as it is now, there's one thing we can do to help ourselves ride the waves with greater ease: practice divine serenity. Divine serenity offers us the ability to become the peaceful observer in the still space within all of life. Serenity replenishes the core of our being and helps us to not get caught up in the collective fear bubble that's about to pop. When we practice serenity, it becomes much easier to transcend the mental constructs the mind can revert to out of habit or reaction. We can go beyond the survival patterns of reaction and resistance that can come with so much change happening. Practicing serenity makes it easier and more enjoyable to move through the shifts occurring within and around us now. Because the mind is used to being the doer, serenity can feel a bit strange and even boring, because it asks the mind to move from doing to being. However, with a little practice, we can show the mind the value and benefit of serenity and becoming still, reminding it that stillness allows us to replenish and nourish our mind, body, and energy in a way that allows us to be ready for all the change to come, thriving as we do so. Serenity is the prerequisite to transcending the survival-based matrix humanity has created. It helps us create a new path, one that connects us to a reality of greater freedom, peace, love, unity, joy, pristine well-being, prosperity, fulfillment, and life's most precious blessings. Advancing from fear to love as we move through highly intense times as we are doing right now, the collective mind of humanity often goes into freak-out mode, because the ways of being most people had grown accustomed to can no longer function in the present reality. The collective mind then tries to hold on for dear life, thinking that its identity will be lost if it does not fight back or resist the changes occurring. We are seeing this resistance at its peak right now, which is clear confirmation that enormous breakthroughs are underway. Of course, those on a mindful path have accustomed their minds to work harmoniously with their hearts, so that they can readily embrace change with more ease. These are the beings who have chosen, sometimes unintentionally, to continue advancing the collective from fear to love. These are the beings who serve as divine pillars of love. They are creating the foundation for an all-inclusive global family to emerge. While experiencing this transitional period, it can be very easy to get caught up in the fear tactics the collective mind likes to engage in. Yes, even for those who have done their inner healing and have chosen to live mindfully. If you find yourself getting upset or emotionally charged in any way, be gentle with yourself, and know that it's okay to be human. Give yourself permission to move through the emotions you are experiencing, and once they become calmer, and not as charged, saturate them with love and acceptance. This will allow you to move forward with more ease and return to your natural loving state. Also, take comfort in knowing that there's much good and magic in the world, even amidst the turbulence. These things may not currently be taking center stage in the collective dialogue, but soon, they will. We are powerful surrogates. Each one of us is a powerful surrogate for humanity. Every situation we are seeing out in the world is directly linked to what each of us is experiencing within ourselves. So when we see separation, war, and fighting in the world, we have the power to remedy it all, by choosing to exemplify unity, love, and peace within ourselves. This is what Gandhi meant when he said, "Be the change." When we worry less about aggressively trying to fix the world outside us, and focus more on being proactive in taking care of the world within us, then the outside world will naturally heal. This is not to be mistaken with ignoring all the challenges happening in the world. It's important to acknowledge and be aware of what's occurring. However, instead of reacting to it all from a helpless victim point of view, we can use it as feedback to focus on what we'd like to see more of in the world. We can do so by being the first to embody the qualities we'd like to see more of. Supercharged prayer moves mountains. One of the greatest gifts we can offer to humanity is the gift of prayer. Many people, especially those who have chosen a more mindful path, have shied away from prayer, because they immediately associate it with organized religion. The reason being that most prayer taught in organized religion has the energy of fear attached to it. It usually suggests that we must pray to something outside of ourselves to receive a desired result. That kind of disempowered prayer is counterproductive, because it continues to affirm that we are broken or lacking in some way. Those who understand the law of attraction know that when we project an energy of need, we push away the very thing we desire instead of bringing it into our experience, because we are not acknowledging that it's even a possibility for us. Supercharged prayer, which has the power to move mountains, is readily accessible to us. This kind of prayer comes from a place of knowing that we are not separate from the universe, but that we are in fact one with it. Every cell of our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual being is one with the universe. From this knowing that we are one with the universe, we can then affirm what we'd like to experience and create more of in our lives. Prayer is an opportunity for a powerful dialogue with the universe within and all around us, the kind we would have with a best friend. At the end of each prayer, express gratitude, knowing that everything you have just claimed and affirmed is already done. This will magnify the potency of the prayer itself. Finally, adding the words "show me" at the end of each prayer instantly expands our ability to pay attention to and notice how the universe is answering our prayer. Now, let's put it all together. Prayer for humanity. So, my friend, please join me in affirming out loud the following prayer for humanity. Dear Universe or Source or Spirit or I Am or God or OM, use whichever you resonate with most, as they are all the same. How empowering it is to know that you and I are one. That the life that flows through every cell and fiber of my being is the same life that flows through all of humanity, all plants, animals, Mother Earth, the planets, stars, galaxies, universes, and beyond. From this oneness, I am calling forth the vibration of divine love to fully activate itself within the hearts and minds of every being who has, is, or will ever be a part of this beautiful world we live in. May this divine love quickly anchor itself and generate divine balance in our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies, so that we may witness a rapid shift from the current state of the world into one saturated with love everywhere. I am aware that this will also result in the full blossoming of the greatest peace our global family has ever experienced, one in which celebrating love for one another becomes a daily part of our lives. I am deeply grateful, knowing that this prayer has already started to reveal itself in the most amazing ways, starting this very second. I joyfully send this prayer out to the universe, knowing that it is done, it is done, it is done. And so it is. Show me. And there you have it, my friend. Together, we have created something that is now impacting humanity in paradigm-shifting ways. If you felt the power of this prayer, please feel free to use this or one similar, as often as you'd like. This will greatly accelerate the world's shift into higher states of consciousness. We are powerful beyond measure. Till next time, with love, Emmanuel.